All right, welcome back to this episode of Half Forgotten History, talking to my friend, a longtime Steeler and safety in the NFL, Ryan Clark. Before we get into anything else, I do listen, I don't like to take a lot of credit, but I do like taking credit for this, because when you were still playing, I followed you on Twitter, and for whatever reason, I don't know, you followed me, and you put out there one
Trey Wingo,
spring.
So.
Whatever. I'll never forget this. You put that on Twitter. If there's any company looking for an intern this summer, I'd like to intern for you. And I just thought that was the coolest thing in the world, that a guy who's had a lot of success in the NFL, and you don't have the monster contracts, but you're not hurting, was willing to say, hey, I want to be an intern somewhere. What was the motivation behind you putting that tweet out?
I think being an undrafted free agent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I was always kind of understood, that there was going to have to be a life for me after football, and I wanted to be successful. And I was also smart enough to know that at that time I could leverage being Ryan Clark of the Pittsburgh Steelers to get into places. You didn't have to take it kind of like other people did. And, I was smart enough to understand that. And I was like, man, let me just see if there's a company. And don't get me wrong, when it was you, I was much happier than if it would have been like a construction company. You know what I mean? Because I obviously would have went to see if it was something I could do and learn, but it was better to go do TV, bro. And I think though, I am 100% loyal to you, one, because that's the type of dude you are. But what it showed me, because, like people say things, right? People like cats want to be cool, right? So they say things. Yeah. But when I came to New Orleans, remember, the Super Bowl was in New Orleans that year, right? I went to do NFL Live with you, and you went, hey, let me introduce you to Seth. And at that time, I was like, well, who the hell is Seth? He's like, he runs the NFL here, man. If you really want to intern, like, that's your guy. And I just thought that was cool, man, because in a world where people don't really keep their word, in a world where people are more about seeming to be good people than being good people, like, you did that for me. And that's why I took it seriously, because I was like, F that, man. Like, this man put his name on the line for me. I'm going to go do it. And, like, you do it, and it was fun, and I enjoyed it. And I was like, well, shoot, this would be a pretty dope post-career. But I mention it all the time. Like, no, if Trey doesn't DM me, I never go work for that week. Like, I never intern.
Well, it's nice of you to say. Long story short, I saw that, and I DM'd you, and I said, dude, come work for us. And Seth, who's been a longtime friend of mine forever, was like, oh, hell yeah, I love this idea. So that's how that all got started. But let's
and
continue.
That's how I got to ESPN.
There you go. There you go. Nobody's a self-made man. Everybody needs help.